Are you sick and tired of gambling your hard-earned money on Madden and 2K packs? Well, look no further than my sponsor, MMOEXP, for the cheapest and most reliable Madden and 2K coins on the market. And of course, do not forget to use code Ferdy for 5% off. A link for their website is at the top of the description. What's going on, guys? Today we are updating the quarterback tier list, and this video might not be that overdue, but there's been a bunch of questions not only here in the YouTube comment section, but also on my YouTube live streams asking me, Lamar Jackson or Mark Brunell or Joe Flacco or Tom Brady or Mahomes or Brady was the most common question yesterday. So hopefully this video today will answer some of those questions for you guys. And of course, drop a comment down below if someone's too high, if someone's too low. But yeah, let's just get started. Okay, so the first man up is the 97 overall LTD Kyler Murray with the 96 speed. Does actually have really good stats as far as being a good runner and also can be a good passer. He does have the Slinger 10 release, which is not the greatest, but it's also honestly not that bad. And when I used this card, I was using Gunslinger on him. And this card is a prime example of how it is still kind of important to have a good, archetype. He's an improviser archetype, which is not one of the better ones. I think probably Field General is the best one to have if you're not going to have 3 player-specific slots or 3 discounted slots like you're going to see on a couple of these cards in a little bit. But Kyler Murray, the setup for me, I think on this card I ran was Set Feet and Gunslinger, which wasn't bad. But I feel like he's missing like a free fast break on this card or something like that. So for me, it's not really his fault. I mean, EA couldn't have really done much with him because of his archetype and stuff. But yeah, Kyler Murray to me, he can be okay. I actually did use him for a little bit, but I'm gonna put him at high B tier. I'll put him in high B tier, right in front of Kurt Warner. And next up, we have the 96 overall Matt Ryan, and this card I feel like wasn't too popular, but he's honestly a really good quarterback option right now in this game. He simply is. He gets a really good release. He gets Slinger 3 for a pocket pass, which is obviously amazing. Has good stats. He's not the most mobile guy out there, so if you're someone that can just play from the pocket, Matt Ryan could be your guy, but still 87 speed on a Matt Ryan card is pretty decent. And for the abilities on Matt Ryan, he does get Gunslinger, which you don't really need. And here's an example of why having a good archetype is a W, because Set Feet leads only 3 AP on him, so you're able to run Hot Route Master, Gunslinger, or Set Feet, or if you don't feel like he needs Gunslinger, you can run Hot Route Master, Fearless, and Set Feet. So the abilities aren't perfect on Matt Ryan. They're obviously not perfect, but that release is good with good speed, good stats, and yeah, this card definitely can play well. So I'm going to put Matt Ryan right in between Brunell and Elway, but honestly, you could kind of interchange him. I might put him behind Elway, but honestly, there is a debate that Matt Ryan could be better than John Elway. There definitely is, because some people do prefer Slinger 3 to Slinger 1. I might be one of those guys. I like Slinger 3 some days. Other days I like Slinger 1. So for me, it's kind of mixed. But yeah, Matt Ryan, I think, definitely deserves to be at least mid-ish to high-ish A tier. So now we have the comeback player of the year, Geno Smith. And again, this card has good stats. And honestly, the Gen 2 release with Gunslinger isn't awful, and also he does get some pretty decent abilities. He is able to get, and again, his archetype is Field General, so you are able to run the Set Feet here in this last slot. And I believe on this card what I ran, I think it was Hot Route Master, Gunslinger, and Set Feet for 6 AP, which again, it might be a little bit expensive because you have some 5 AP guys that are able to get like 4 abilities at once, which is obviously pretty amazing. But yeah, Set Feet, Gunslinger, Hot Route on Geno's pretty solid. Also can move a little bit, so Geno's card isn't anything insane, but definitely can win you games, and definitely is a pretty solid option at quarterback. So with that being said, I'm going to put Geno Smith down here behind this Tom Brady card. But yeah, Geno is actually not bad. Okay, so the next 2 cards we're going to look at are very similar to each other, but here we have Jalen Hurts, 95 speed with 96 acceleration. And by the way, he does get every single NFC team chem, which is honestly a big W, because like half the teams in the game right now are able to have Jalen Hurts on their squad. And with +2 speed on this card, I mean, that's pretty good. You have a 97 speed quarterback that also does get some very good abilities. And for whatever reason, EA gave these Super Bowl cards a 3rd player specific ability slot. So on Jalen Hurts, you're able to run, I'll show you right here, you're able to run, if you want, Hot Route Master. I wasn't running Hot Route Master on him. I ran Gunslinger, Free Fast Break, and Pass Lead for just 3 AP. So that setup right there, if you run the ball at your quarterback, is an amazing option. It just is. You get a faster release, you're going to get better blocking on your design QB runs, and also added velocity to the football, which is insane. So Jalen Hurts' card, I honestly am a big fan of it. I know he has Gen 3, which is still a pretty solid release, but you have Gunslinger on the card, you have great speed, you have great stats, and this card really did play super well for me on my Cardinals team. I was a fan of him. I definitely was. I'm going to put Jalen Hurts right to the top of A tier. This card, a really good option if you like running the ball with your quarterback. So like I said, Jalen Hurts, Russell Wilson, two very similar cards. The stats, very similar. They have the same release. I know Russell Wilson's a little bit shorter, but still very similar quarterbacks. Field general archetype here for Russell Wilson, which just doesn't matter too much because, like I said, these Super Bowl cards get 3 player specific, 3 discounted ability slots. So here are the abilities on Russell Wilson. So to me, Jalen Hurts would be the guy if you're running the ball a lot with your quarterback because you have the free fast break, like I kind of said a second ago. But Russell Wilson gets better pocket passer setups, as you're going to see right here. He's able to get free gunslinger with pass lead, and then you can kind of choose between hot route master or fearless. If you want to use fearless, you can run it. If you want to go hot route master, you can use that. It's up to you. You also, if you really want to, if you don't want to use gunslinger, you could go fearless, pass lead, and hot route master for 5 AP. So to me, Russ has some really good pocket passer ability setups, but also has that ability to move a little bit. And you can still obviously run QB design runs with Russ. That you're just not going to have that added blocking that Jalen Hurts is going to get. And to me, fast break is a super amazing ability. I love it so much. But Russell Wilson, I would say, is kind of like the pocket passer, more of the pocket passer edition of Jalen Hurts. So to me, they're very similar. However, if you have an NFC theme team, I think Jalen Hurts would just be the better option because you're getting that +2 speed at quarterback. But to me, Jalen Hurts, Russell Wilson are very, very interchangeable. Okay, so real quick, we do have to talk about why I still have Lamar Jackson at S tier, because I'm sure there's going to be some questions as to why he's still there, so I'm just going to answer them right now in the video. So to me, Lamar Jackson is still the best option at quarterback if you're someone that likes running the ball with your quarterback. I think he's the best option. I love his release, I love his stats, and also the abilities on this card are just amazing. He's able to get that Truz ability, which allows him not to fumble. You can use him not on conservative, and it just makes him so much better as a runner. And you're also able to run either fast break on the card. If you're really running the ball with him, you can run fast break and set feet. If you want to go hot route master set feet, you can always go that route. So also fearless set feet. It's completely up to you. So to me, Lamar Jackson is still the best, running option at quarterback. And that to me is why he is still S tier. Okay, so next man up is another Ravens legend, and that is Joe Flacco. And honestly, I still cannot believe that Joe Flacco has a top tier quarterback option right now in Ultimate Team. It's crazy. But yeah, the stats on this card are, as a ball carrier, he's not going to be elite. But from the pocket, this card is simply elite. These stats are crazy. At 6'6", the man's an absolute tower in there. If you like Slinger 1 quarterbacks, Joe Flacco is the best Slinger 1 option right now. And we all know Slinger 1 has an amazing, a super top tier release, short to mid. Even without Gunslinger, it's still amazing. But then down the field, it does have its issues. It does. But yeah, this price tag, insane for this card. I mean, him only going for 400k, basically like a rental, is still crazy to me. And then for the abilities, there are just so many different ability setups on this card that you're able to run. Depending on how you want to play the game, it's completely up to you. If you want to run, wide receiver apprentice abilities, you're able to maybe run, a 3 AP setup with free fearless, protected pass lead. There are so many different setups you're able to run. You could run the more traditional hot route, it would probably be fearless, pass lead, and a hot route master for just 4 AP. And you have Slinger 1, and you have elite stats, and you have a good height. So to me, Joe Flacco, easily S tier, and debatably QB1 right now in Ultimate Team. So next up, we have the Tribute Tom Brady, and easily Brady has had the most, debate, I feel like, around his card. Maybe is Flacco better? Is Mahomes better? Brady or Hurts? Brady or Russell Wilson? Who's better? Brady? There's been a bunch of questions. So to me, Brady stat-wise, obviously is the best QB right now in this game. Maybe Mahomes has some, but I think Mahomes might have better stats, actually. But Brady with that traditional one, which is a pretty decent release to begin with, but then you add that free, pre-baked gunslinger, and it turns this card to a super elite pocket guy, obviously. I think, my opinion as far as Flacco Brady goes, I think Flacco has the better short to mid release, even without gunslinger. But then, with the gunslinger on Brady, I feel like he's a lot more consistent as far as deep balls, medium passes, and short passes. I think Brady might have the better release because on those deep balls, you're not getting that super long gather, which kind of, to me, knocks down that Slinger 1 release. But still, the abilities on Brady aren't really too perfect because he doesn't get that discounted tier 3 slot like you're going to see Mahomes gets, or even, like Flacco gets. But still, you're able to run set feet here in this slot, which is what I would do. I would run set feet here, and then I would go fearless hot route for just 5 AP. So you're getting 4 abilities: set feet, fearless, hot route, gunslinger for just 5 AP on Brady. Is really good. You're getting a good release with good AP, and also his price tag has dropped a little bit, so might be a pretty good option. It dropped a whole bunch yesterday. It's kind of recovering now, but to me, Tom Brady, I'm going to be putting him right to the top of S tier. But honestly, if you like Slinger one more, it might be Flacco. But to me, Brady has a more consistent release and some better stats because of that mobility. And finally, we have 99 overall Super Bowl MVP Patrick Mahomes. And again, a bunch of questions, Brady or Mahomes, Brady or Mahomes. And to me, it is Brady. I do believe it is Brady. But Mahomes, 94 speed, has amazing stats, also really good abilities. His price tag at about $1 million right now, which I think should be a little bit lower. I do think it should be. But yeah, this card does get good abilities, really good ability setup he's able to get. I think yesterday I ran Fearless, Hot Route Master, and then Pass Lead. So yeah, Pass Lead, Hot Route Master, Fearless for, again, 5 AP. And you're also able to get that Gunslinger. But to me, the problem with Mahomes is that release. He has Slinger 2, which is just not a consistent release. It's not consistent. And the main thing you're searching for with abilities and quarterbacks and cards in this game is consistency. You want consistent KOs on defense. You want consistent pass rush on defense. You want consistent catches. You want consistent route running on offense. So what you're looking for is consistency in this game. That's what, to me, sets cards apart. And Mahomes, just his release is just not consistent. It feels like he has like 5 different animations for like the same throw. It's so weird. I can't describe it. I used this card all day yesterday. If you were in the stream yesterday, you know how it went. It started well, but then there's just those games where Mahomes gets this crazy, like, lazy arm out there, and his release is just not great, even with the Gunslinger. So Mahomes, great stats, great abilities, but to me, this might be a little bit controversial, but to me, Mahomes, I'm gonna have to hold him back at A tier because of the release. If he had Slinger 3, I think he would be the best QB in the game. Amazing abilities, great mobility, all that stuff. But with his release, I think he has to be high A tier because, again, of that consistency. So yeah, that's going to do it for today's quarterback tier list. Drop a comment down below. Like I said earlier, who's too high, who's too low. I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of comments on this video about where I put Mahomes. I think there's going to be a couple, but yeah, those are my thoughts on these quarterbacks, man. So yeah, as always, I will see you boys in the next one.